I want to talk about another confound that happened. Well, there were many confounds that happened at the research at the Veterans Administration in Albuquerque where I worked, and we there was this electromagnetic shielded room in which the equipment would be magnetoencephalography, where you'd sit inside this thing with the helmet and then have EEG electrodes on your scalp and stuff. Electroencephalography to measure the electrical activity on top of the scalp and underneath the scalp. The thing is that this room was far from soundproof, and so I used to sit in there so that we could test the equipment, right? And I would sit in there and listen to the clicks, and then the three other guys who were also working in the research lab and collecting the data would sit outside. Well, they would sit outside, and I'd be sitting in there, really uncomfortable, just sitting there while they're watching my brain activity, and they're just sitting there laughing and cracking jokes. Well, what kind of confounds do you think that creates in a person with severe mental illness, like a person with schizophrenia or severe post-traumatic stress disorder? That you're sitting there, like, I know you can't tell anything by looking superficially at their wave patterns. But do you think the person sitting there being the, the participant in the experiment with schizophrenia or severe PTSD knows that? Like, so how much are you confounding the research by sitting out there cackling and cracking jokes that are irrelevant to the research? Like, because it's like, the person isn't just hearing the clicks, they're hearing your jokes, and they're probably thinking that you're joking about them and laughing at their data. So, it's and then also it was, I found that the EEG data that we collected for a couple of years was bogus. That the amplitudes were half of what they should have been on these waves. And once I actually addressed the issue and fixed it, I was like, well, we got a real problem with the validity of the data. Because we're measuring, we're collecting different things over time, There's no standardization on the quality of the data. But all the senior researchers were like, no, the data's all good. We're not throwing it away because it costs a lot of money to collect this data, a lot of time. And it's just like, where's the fidelity? And like, you know how many important research studies have been published from that data? And it's like, yeah. I mean, I just really took issue with that. I really took issue with that. That scientists will find any way to justify going with a wrong narrative or with data that isn't necessarily valid to make their point, or they will take valid data and destroy it, manipulate it, sabotage it intentionally so that certain stories aren't told. Like, do we not see a problem with the scientific system here? The integrity of science and medicine and politics and economics, Yeah, I sure see it. Anyways, it's like, I couldn't believe it, and I couldn't tell these guys this stuff because they would have taken it really personally sitting outside. Well, we didn't mean anything by that. I know you didn't mean anything by that, guys, but you got to realize that everything has the potential to be a confound, and in doing lab experiments and stuff, and it's just and so much EEG data that we collected was just not accurate. It wasn't. Anyways, I'll start another video to make another point. Have a great day, guys. Have a great day.